Hey, I'm glad you made it to the case study. Now, what you're going to learn today is why annuities. Now, I am going to say this about annuities. They're not for everybody. But let me introduce you to my friend David Buck and why annuities were a fit for him and for his family.
Well, I think the biggest thing is after 20 years of being in the market, I just became more frustrated with, I would get gains and get losses, but overall it would be losses the whole time. So I got to the point that I met Ariel and said, hey, what do you do?
How long have we been friends for, by the way?
Oh man, over 10 years.
Over 10 years we've been friends. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, so we started talking and he told me about annuities and I did my research too because we were just getting to know each other at the time and realized this is the way I want to go. And for the last over, eight and a half years, all I've made is gains. And I'm okay with that. I might not make 10 or 12%, but I will make 6%, or even if it's not even a great year, I don't have any losses.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a great comfort factor. I don't have time to talk to my broker. And so I still get to talk to Ariel and Adele, and I'm like, hey, how are we doing? And it's what, every couple months, if
Every
that.
few months,
So,
we'll get together, we'll have lunch, and we'll just talk about certain things. And the cool part that Dave actually forgot to mention was he had already done his homework on annuities before we even met to talk about annuities. So it wasn't like he was unfamiliar with annuities. He was very well versed in them. It's just he hadn't really made that commitment to switches from in the market to getting yourself protected for your family.
And the other thing, I had a relative that was in the brokerage firm, and he was always frustrated when he had to tell his client that he lost money. And that was something that you told me. Mm-hmm. You were like, I want to go to my clients and be able to say, hey, we're doing good.
Yeah.
And there's just no downside. And that's the thing that I really liked. Even though I might not be making these really high percents, I'm at a realistic state.
Yeah, and where Dave's time horizon is, I mean, he's at a point where he's like, he doesn't want to have to spend 10, 15 years making up a loss. So, I mean, yes, there's a bunch of positives to being in the market and you can get great rates of return. But, for example, 2008 happened.
Oh.
And people were losing, I want to say 38.5% was the average that people were losing.
Yeah.
And just now,
yeah, it took them 8 to 10 years to make it up.
yeah, but then now what are they talking about? What's coming up next? A recession.
Yeah. So I think it depends on your risk tolerance. I got to the point I wanted to be more conservative, and I really like not having a high risk tolerance. Just something that's just moving along steady, and it brings a great comfort factor when you're thinking about your retirement and your future, and it's a great way to go. I do agree. I mean, some people want high risk. That's fine. I think you have to weigh that.
Yeah.
For my age and my family, it's nice to have a nice conservative tolerance, something that I can handle. And it's been just a great move. I've not had any hesitation at all with working with Arrive. It has been a great thing.
So thank you for that.
That's the 2-cent commercial.
So what would you say the first step somebody should be when they see this? Like, why? I mean,
do your homework.
Do your homework, right?
Yeah.
I mean, understand what's going on.
I think that's been great. We talked a lot, and we took the time. And I didn't feel sold. I felt that I was being helped in the process, and that's a great point. You definitely want to be helped, and you want to understand it for yourself. You want to do your homework well, and know what. There's a lot of products here, and find out which one fits you well. Yeah. And I have actually 2 different products, and I like them both. And I also like that you invest in them.
Yes.
So when the guy that's helping me is investing in it, that brings another comfort factor that is just a great thing to have.
So it's been a pleasure for us to help out Dave, Beth, and his family, and just making sure that their financial future is secure, is protected, so when the recession does happen, that they won't experience loss, with their retirement accounts and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I want you to understand this. If you've made it this far into this little quick case studies, little quick video, I'm not going to send you a link. What I want you to do is comment below and just tag me on it or put your name on it or just leave a question. And what I will do is I will reach out to you directly via Facebook Messenger. So that way, if nothing else, I can at least put some information in your hands. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah. You've got to get information and you've got to do your homework.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot. You'll find out. Like, I'm not really worried about the next recession because I feel very confident in what I have.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the market's doing or even what society's doing. We're just chugging away. And that's it. For us, it's a great place to be. And I think anybody after like mid-40s, it's something to think about. And even now in the 50s, I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm not worried. I'm not fretting.
So if you find yourself in a similar situation with similar goals and with similar concerns as Dave is or Dave has, feel free to reach out. Like I said, comment below and we will make sure to put some information in your hands. Thank you so much for watching.